This is the connection to the heart chakra. It's the connection of all our lower earthly desires and wants and emotions and feelings and all the action related stuff. Now it's going to go through our heart and to the more ethereal part of us. Okay, so the heart chakra is related to air. It's our center of compassion, and it's where we experience kindness, love, unconditional love, gratitude, forgiveness. We need to really sort of allow for all of that to inform our actions, inform our beliefs, right? So ask yourself, am I easily jealous? When you feel that jealousy, it's also related to feeling attached. And when we believe that we are worthy, when we believe that we are loved unconditionally by ourselves, by the higher energy around us, by people who are there to love and support us, then feelings of jealousy tend to not exist. So am I easily jealous? Do I love myself? Am I kind to myself and others? Have I found and feel a strong sense of belonging to my tribe? So one of the reasons I am so attracted to the Young Living lifestyle is because I finally found a tribe that I resonate deeply with. And again, it comes back to, do you feel like that you have this surrounding of people that are like-minded and that are there to love and support you, and you to love and support them, right? So find your tribe. Do I have the feeling of abandonment regularly? If you had a childhood that, most of this stems from our childhood, doesn't it? If you had that feeling of abandonment in your childhood, then you might have that right now. And so using essential oils to cultivate your heart chakra is just so powerful. Do I have a healthy immune system? Do I have unresolved emotional grief or trauma? So when you have an immune system that's not healthy, it is an indication of just imbalance in your energy, right? And that's why we use essential oils for that too. As we help our cells to function, we are strengthening our immune system, and we are actually helping our chakras to balance. So affirmations. I love myself and others unconditionally. Okay, so there are many of us who actually understand this in a very intellectual way, but we don't actually practice it, and we don't actually embody it. So how do we get to that? What is the bridge from knowledge to action to being, right? I would suggest it's essential oils. Really, there's an oil for that, for everything. Because there is just this part of us that is, well, a huge part of us that is subconscious, that we cannot, we really cannot control it, right? Except for using our affirmations, so saying it enough so that our subconscious starts to believe it, but also using our essential oils gets to it without us really even controlling it, or as long as we have that intention, the essential oils goes in there and really starts to work on our subconscious for us. Other affirmations would be, love is my guiding truth. So what that really means is, as you're making decisions, like we said, 5 minutes at a time, choice by choice, is it bringing you towards love? Is love informing that decision for you. Not fear. Don't make decisions out of fear. Other affirmations: I have compassion for myself and others. So be kind to yourself. As you move away from judgment, you will, as you become aware of judgments, you will start to notice if you're being unkind to yourself. And then as we start on this path, you know that being unkind to yourself doesn't really get you anywhere. So, you know, start having compassion for yourself, and then you can have compassion for others. So I forgive with grace and ease. That is so hard, isn't it? And again, that is why we use essential oils, because it is going to reprogram our attachment to those memories with emotions. Many of you may have heard of Aroma Freedom Technique, which Kelowna probably has taught you. And it is such an amazing way. There's many different ways to use essential oils for emotional release, yet it's so simple. So as we have these memories, we will always have these memories, but we can start to have them without that emotional attachment if we just breathe into our memory release essential oil blend, lavender, frankincense, and stress away. And if we start to sort of seal it with the use of other essential oils like release and inner child, transformation, you know, just allow ourselves to work into that intention. Okay, so you forgive, and then my heart is filled with joy and gratitude. There are a lot of tools that you can do each day to get you to that, allow your brain to always focus on what is good in your life, and to start noticing what is good in your life so that more of it comes. And you very simply start a gratitude journal every day. Just write 3 things down that you're grateful for, and be specific. Be specific in that those specific things that you're grateful for, not so much I'm grateful for my family and you write that every single day, or I'm grateful, you know, for my husband. Just write specific things down that they are doing that makes you grateful for them. That will help you get into more of a grateful attitude. Okay, so the essential oils are, I know one's here. The first one is joy. So joy is the foundation of love, and we want to be able to feel joy. We want to embrace joy. We want to be joy. Okay? Joy. Surrender. Okay? So much of heartache and emotional trauma is clinging on, right? And again, it's that in my coaching circle, we like to call it the fondling of those stories. You're holding on to it, and you're always talking about it, and you're always sort of like, poor me, you know, that surrender. Doesn't matter, doesn't serve you, doesn't take you to the next step forward. Let it go. Forgiveness, we talked about that. Right? So these are expertly blended by Gary Young, a founder, to get to that frequency that we need in our body to release those emotions, to forgive, to feel joy, to surrender, and of course gratitude. We can't forget gratitude. But you may notice a lot of the blends I use in Aroma Yoga are, well, a lot of the essential oils I use in Aroma Yoga are blends. And why? Because when we have a name attached to what we're using, it triggers that intention right away. And of course, the affirmation helps to get it in even deeper. And a lot of the people that come from my Aroma Yoga classes may or may not be familiar with you know, or blue spruce or cedarwood, sandalwood, frankincense, and it doesn't mean anything to them. But when we say we're going to use gratitude right now, you know, it immediately triggers. Language is so powerful, right? And it really allows us to either feel something or not. And in fact, there is a school of thought that says depression in our modern day society is the product of language. And that is a whole research field, and I think it's kind of true. We put so much into language, into what people say, into what you think, into what is the meaning of this and that it gets us into this depressed state. Anyway, so that's why I use a lot of blends. I love all of Young Living's blends, and there's so much we can use. So, Anita, you need surrender. Let's use surrender. And we're going to... I guess I use my oils a lot, huh? I need to refill and surrender. Okay. So many of the oils that... many of the poses that help our heart chakra are simply just observing our openness of our chest. And it could be our cobra pose, where we're down here and we're just lifting up and making sure that we have a nice flat collarbone and we're opening up to receiving or surrendering. If you notice with our heart chakra, just watch people on the street. Those who feel that, who do not have much self-love, you might see them walk around like that and not want to talk to anyone. Those who are really open and may have trouble sort of like stemming the flow of all the emotions that comes in may walk around like that. So you kind of want to have a nice, balanced, open heart. Open to be open-minded, open to love, surrender, forgive. Another one, so heart opening poses, yeah, a lot of them are back bends. So camel pose, you can just put your hands here for a very gentle one. And you want to notice that many of these back bends, you have a tendency of wanting to take your neck back, but that is the throat chakra, and we're going to talk about balancing that in a minute. But you always want to maintain an integrity in your neck. Bow pose is another opening, so you can just you can hold onto your legs back here and open up your chest here. You can also practice your locust. So many heart opening poses that back bends that you can just Google and see which ones you like.